Yeah.
I'm so Asheville name. Hi, Timmy.
Any that rent the chiso main karela.
Adi chuzo di mingla ta ari chogan zori. Drikung chuzo zoro.
Drikung Boston.
Drikung Boston. Drikung chuzo la gore.
Dene Lhasa Sonam ke chiso ni Boston ye kitin Drikung chiso. Dene ketawan ni taban tudiches. Ni sama trajata dene nyamjo namkeda. Asala hard chance tele.
So first of all, she would just like to say she is really, from the bottom of her heart, really happy to be here with you all, and thank you so much to Lopon Lama Sonam for inviting her here to Drikung Boston Meditation Center. She's really delighted to be here, and thank you to all of you who've come in person, and also to all of you who are joining us online. Tashi Delek.
Ani karisna ta chu tan jiktin karena ti support de tan chu dago na support de tan ko dos ani jiktin ke chawa jena support de tan ko dos support de tan sem de bo e ting chang ta traje ka tra yendo de ma chang ma karisna chi sama lega tila chawa ani church man the top cow and the tama the kaletan
No, just don't remember. You just read this.
yoga
Open. Open. Yes, please.
namju naro naro chudok ma thigona
That's good.
sama de mango yore then the jagar yoga thing nangba tan nang sen de joy the ran pe go yita the tren konke the ko de no ran pe do
So, whether worldly endeavors or dharma endeavors, in both cases we need to have a healthy mind and a healthy body, and there's this very close connection between the mind and the body. And especially now, these days, given the type of work that many people are doing, spending a lot of time on the computer, also the pace of society is sped up so much, things are so fast, there are so many different objects that grab our attention, so both our body and mind are stressed by the pace of our modern lifestyles, and so it's really important that we pay attention, that we don't just as Buddhist practitioners only focus on meditation and developing the mind, but also that we pay attention to the body, that we attend to the health of the body. And one very important method for this are the yogic practices that come from India. And of course, we have in our Tibetan tradition, we have an emphasis on the 6 yogas of Naropa, but these are also considered to be really high-level practices, and much of it is secret and can't be shared. And in the more kind of Hatha style yoga traditions that are practiced today in India, there's great accessibility, which she really loves, and much of it has a similar benefit to the body and to the mind. And so she's really happy. She herself has trained in this, and she also is really happy that it has been requested, that we practice yoga together today.
the yoga sinye de ngaranke nyamnyang ton shiwa nangba dan dewa pe hyukchen bore 간신나 뭐죠 다 나로 요가네 저는 dortete 시간은 자손 콜로 히었지 단단 콜로 왔어요 단단 콜로 히었어요 자손 야가게 요가 라테는 나랑가 장갑스라 자손 콜로 때 댕도 고도 댕도 댕마고 가세 티지 요레 콜로 얘는 뭐 그 남바가 콜로 지라고 뜨요 Koran to the thing that got under Tiparisha.
So she also thinks that you know, the sort of Hatha style yogas that are widely practiced in India now are also really connected to Buddhist practices and Buddhism. Also in terms of like what is happening with the subtle body, because even the basis of the subtle body practices she sees are really the same. Because in Buddhism, we have mainly the network of the subtle body is comprised of the three channels, the three main channels, the central channel and the two side channels. And then we have the chakras, you know, that are in the different, in Buddhism, it's usually 4 chakras, or sometimes 5. In the Indian traditions, it's a little bit, there are usually 7 chakras, but the basic kind of anatomy of the subtle body is really the same. It's just that there's more chakras that are recognized in the Indian system.
Yoga Janga Kapsala, any Shinesinada, any yoga Janga Kapsala, long Jangola Tina, and support the Tanka, Pinto Children. Then the Gom Jabdek of the Semsololi and Mason, Demon, Patatis, and some farm of Tatan, Gom Jagara. Yoga Kapsala, Zopo Kartan long Jangola Tina, in some Tambiana, any the Gomta, Shinek, and Josh in the door. Zopo de Tanga Pay, Pintoyo, or Sente Netan, any the Leka Mampon Tata, computer lady at the top. Some Payu, ni Semten Carson train, the ding on the Sem Yupa, Sem Mariding on the Luyupa, Luna Sem Yupa, and this is the one. The Simnica at the tank gets into the
And also she has found that in practicing this type of yoga, there's a very strong connection with calm abiding meditation or shamatha, that it's very closely related, because you know, and there's great benefit in the asanas and actually, you know, like moving the body and the various ways that we do and assuming the different asanas, in concentrating the mind or sort of bringing the mind into embodied present awareness. And there's a lot of attention, for instance, to the breath. So the breath becomes also an anchor for the awareness. And so when we meditate, what we're doing is really stilling the mind, bringing, you know, our awareness into present moment awareness without following after past, present, or future discursiveness, without becoming distracted. So we're changing the habit of distraction into, you know, really becoming concentrated in our attention. And yoga really serves a similar function as meditation in this way. So she thinks that the asanas and the practice of yoga is actually really very much a form of meditation, because it developed through practicing yoga. Then there is a concentrated, you know, the concentration of awareness sort of naturally occurs, in that we leave behind, you know, our kind of concerns, all of the busyness of our lives, all of the work we have to do on the computer and the different demands. And instead we just are present with our body, assuming the different asanas and bringing our attention to what we're doing in the present moment, so that the mind and the body are united, that there is really sort of this sense of embodied awareness that is occurring through the practice of yoga, which really achieves much of the same objective as meditation, calm abiding meditation.
Yoga Yantang Dorte Shune Ta yoga capsule Drogo Jalta Chin Kalasan Tena Yapushida then to Shopa de Latini Geratus of Lupo is a tat and such a pity bodo. Geratus of Lulu Tompo Mani, Chopopa Kang, which is on them stone. And it is that Thomas there, Naro Chidon and Yilanga Jones here. Dina you get that as a song, Pachamia, San, the body that was on the Tompo Chala, so Pashan considered Chat and Satis Pa. Yes, that thing, Nasaka hit the Tangujo Madame Nasa Yora, the Southern Quack and Nasa. That's it, and him and then Sama, the Jeremy Bacala, in the picture, Yayo, that in time the color in the Jeremy for you, son. You put your good Japa Chaya dog. In the channel, Zupun Gujo, Madonna, Nasa Chaya dog, the same. Finish your what the Chopopa down, the Dawson Tone, the John to think. There for the rest. I mean, color Jata Sasa money in the John to think. Gujo Tanya Kale Capoeira, then to take a city and nothing. Yalan and Margo shook chamber my impact. Lulu is the other.
Ini Gongta di Narochudu la Gare.
Tata Gola, the John Lagore. Then Narochudo and Yilanga Johnson here. Dina Shioris, Tapata, Satan here. Some duties of Patroya.
Yelang Najum.
Tata Laguma, the Yilanga Lagumari.
Really, Hakasong, Dinga, Yelang Najum, Hakasong. So generally also when we practice yoga, so it's really good to do it maybe first thing in the morning, like on your own, first thing in the morning without much, in the stomach. So you don't want to eat like a heavy breakfast, but really very light, maybe even just some water before you really eat anything. Because if we, for instance, eat before, fill our bellies, and then it becomes difficult and it's not, so effective or so beneficial, to have eaten a lot, for instance, before you practice yoga. And in the 6 yogas, there's kind of the initial practice that they do is something referred to as the exercises of the 5 branches, that we're not going to do here, but in general, the idea is that the channels, because the subtle body can get kind of knotted up, and there's not sort of a smooth flow, of the winds through the subtle body system, then it kind of untangles the knots and it creates more kind of freedom of passage for the winds, and it has this kind of purifying and clearing effect in the subtle body, which is similar to some of the practices that we do here with yoga, that really help to get the body system moving in a healthy way. And circulation, it sort of stimulates circulation of both the movement of the winds through the subtle channels and the blood through the veins, so these days, there's a lot of different types of illness also connected, with food. Like in the past, maybe it was easier to have a really nutritious, healthy diet. These days, there's so much, there's so many preservatives and additives and a lot of artificial substances that go into the food that we eat, that also can create different types of health problems. Deniti Zajer Mambo Yoga Kijimsen da the young Yaboyo Mare Lape Kijimsen Gare.
Okay, so Zajer Mambo Yoga Kala did it. Then Jobo Java Chaya, the child of it.
And so this is also another reason why it's so important to have a physical practice and to move the body, because of also all of the like hormones and antibiotics and things like that. If we don't have a physical practice, then also there's easy weight gain, problems of obesity, and so we have to move the body to also counteract some of these problematic things that are happening for us physically based on the unhealthy diet that is just a product of our modern times. So it's really good to develop a practice where we're moving the body, every day, with something like yoga. And to start our day this way before we eat, just taking water and not, relaxing both the body and mind and kind of attending to that awareness and awareness of the body can be really beneficial.
Okay, toche dang so di tambo yinla nga jang na shi tambo zandi de chamo xiaya de ke le jang je kan so mo so jia dong yo la de da di kapal ba di de zhe go na de se yang ru go jia cha de se yong go ma de tambo za de so pa xiaya ke de le jang je ne ka le gran ba shi dong.
So she said, and also, today we all, at least here, we had breakfast, she said, so we also, it will be good to start with some sort of slower movements, such as these five branches of exercise that are a little bit more gentle to begin with, and then gradually we can move to incorporate more activity.
So Kong number. Did you wrote it? She can't use it. Any part of the young circle.
I can't. Lama. So we'll go ahead and start with some, so you can just follow her. I think it looks to me like there's enough space. Do people feel comfortable?
Not space, other room also TV.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to be
So you want to have your legs just straight out in front of you. So you want your buttocks to be really, everything to be kind of flat on the mat. If you need to adjust like the kind of the meat or the fat of your buttocks so that you can be more comfortably sort of positioned so that there's really kind of like a flat surface, sitting flat on the mat. So also try to extend your legs so that your knees are not, that your knees are also back into flat.
Two hands, look here, a little bit this way. Sounds good. Oh yeah.
And you want your back to be really straight. So the main thing, and she said, you know, if your hands, you can find what's most comfortable for you. Your hands can be behind you, as hers are, either kind of with your fingers facing out, or if it's easier, or your fingers facing in, or if it's easier, you can have your fingers kind of facing out. And the main thing she said is to really make this a practice of concentrating your awareness, so that your mind, your attention becomes collected, it becomes present in your body, that you really notice if you're becoming distracted and your mind is wandering to other things, and then you gently bring your attention back to this present moment awareness with your body, and also you can use the breath as an anchor for that awareness. So noticing the movement of the breath throughout the body. So it's also really, what you want to do is really relax the body. So even though we're moving the body, and we're finding these different positions.
We together.
Wait, I have to finish. Even though you know, you want to be really relaxed, your body to like your muscles should be relaxed, and your mind should be relaxed. If your muscles are not relaxed and you're doing the different movements, then actually that's what creates soreness after practicing yoga, like the next day. So we really want to pay attention to just releasing the tension in the muscles, like in the fiber of your muscles, and also in your mind. So if you want to continue sitting, you can also move your feet, like your ankles, and move rotate your ankles. So if you want, you can circle your feet, rotate them together, and if it's easier, you can just do one at a time.
Okay.
Okay, so you can watch her.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And
now change directions so that you're going on.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Done. Stick.
So now you can try to.
No,
I think
this.
stick. I bet that must be German for stretch.
Oh yeah.
So stretching like this, is so beneficial for lengthening the channels in the legs. And a lot of leg pain, when we have knee pain, it's because there isn't good circulation through both subtle body and the actual circulation. So, and if you can flex your feet and then point. If you can touch your feet, that's also really good. If you can't touch, then that's okay. You just stretch as much as you are able, comfortably able. And so you can also. So it's really effective to sync this with your breath so that you breathe in and then you reach on the exhale. If you're reaching on the inhale, then it's more difficult to lengthen the body. So you can can each time you exhale,
kasi
you
thong ma
can
ta
bring
na ko
further.
na shen de da chena de advance chana.
And if you can't
Like,
reach your
yeah,
toes, you can go as you know, to
Yena
whatever.
ke pa de
you're
tin tin da
able.
ma je no yep de.
So she said also pay attention to your
Under
back
Jena,
so that your
Jena,
back is actually not curving, but that your back is straight as you lengthen.
Ni ga thon de de ma thon na ka si ma thon de da.
And it's okay if you can't
Kala
reach,
tourist.
then you go to wherever you can, and you can also bring your hands
Take
down
it
to
that
your
de
legs.
so chang ma xiang ge res.
And it really lengthens out the channels here, this
Okay, san
stretch.
di shot ya chang.
And then take one leg and bring your right leg over onto
Ani ka si
your
ma thon
left
ti gan ma
thigh.
thon de da to ro chis.
If you're not able to bring your foot onto your thigh, then you can also just bring it to the side of your thigh on the ground.
Ni chuk je na san ni zo na ko ti ma thon de wan de che la ro che.
Garila?
Ko yan ti ma thon pe ka le do.
Yeah. So don't worry about
This
trying to
okay.
do that. You
This-
can put it
you
to
put
the
here?
side like that.
Yes. Then this one
And try to have your
slowly
knee
out.
on the ground.
Breath in, breath out.
Det kom så German gick det om det, va?
Kanske.
So then you can follow her motion is up and down. Then it be
Yeah.
Breathing in and out also.
breathing in and out. So are you lifting on the in breath and pushing down on the
Other side. Hang down this, okay? This. Relax. Other side. This sometimes this is straight. Correct?
Yeah, straight.
Straight. Please. This is not this, and not good. Straight.
So you want
Here.
your knees flat.
Sometimes the come, this okay. No, cannot this. No problem. Okay. Now what is this? Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And this. Relax. Okay. Yeah. Then manya.
So then you can lie down
Leg down. Leg.
and
Slow. Out.
raise your leg and circle. So and then make sure that the leg that you're not lifting is flat on the ground.
Breath on.
Straight.
Breath out.
So breathe in
Breathing on. Slow.
slowly, fully,
Concentration.
concentrating,
Meditation.
meditation.
Now outside.
And then change directions. So do your circle.
Tati kare fingers na. La ke za de su shan ya dang de ni da bo mo ne de na xia jia ba ji cha do. Bo de su da mo bo mo de de na pe chen ba cha de. Oh, de zo pe fingers.
So this really has a beneficial effect of lengthening the channels in the thighs, sort of the hip and the thighs, which is where, especially women, we have a tendency to hold a lot of weight there. And so it helps to just distribute kind of the energy that is being held in that
And
area,
this
lengthening the
length?
channels.
Legs. Length.
Length?
Left.
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 Yeah. So now you can change your legs so that it's the left.
Slowly please.
Slowly circle.
Yoga to Semda Gamba Kawa
So again, you can really have your mind there with the movement of your leg, so that whatever it is that your body is doing, your mind is united with that movement. So it becomes a method of concentrating the awareness. And so now we can change sides.
Okay.
So then you can lift your leg and now bring it into your chest as much as you. And then release and let the foot leg and breathe in and lift the leg up on the inhale. And then release and bring down on the exhale. So breathe in and lift. And however much you can, to whatever extent you can bring your leg into your chest, you can do so, and then release again on the exhale.
That leg.
And then switch to the left leg. And then you want also your foot, as you bring your leg up, to be flexed. So again, it really has this movement has the beneficial effect of lengthening and the straightening the channels in the upper thigh hip area.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so now.
So you can sit up. So you can lengthen or extend your left leg and bring your right leg up, like as she's demonstrating. Hold it like a baby and rock it. La is like hip or upper thigh. So again, this has this really profound lengthening effect of the channels.
You don't know how to volume baby.
Please make this.
So it's important to pay attention to your spine here and to try to lengthen your spine so that your back is straight, that it's not curved. And if you're not able to hold it really close to your chest, your baby, you can also extend it a little bit and hold it further from the chest. Now switch sides. You have your leg extended, the leg that's on the ground, so that it's straight.
Try it.
You're young, not old. This you make slowly. And Atman.
Breathe in.
Breathe in, breathe
out.
out.
You hold and breathe too much. Out.
Yeah, make sure you're breathing, Erin.
Yes.
I think she's because if you're if you're holding your breath in, then this can create tension in the body.
Thank you. Then we are
so you can feel how all of the channels, in, for instance, the hip and upper thigh area are kind of, straightened. You can feel that there's more vitality and movement there.
Sit chair, then this, okay, no problem.
Okay.
This, no, this, okay, no problem. This. Use shorter.
Shoulder. The shoulders. So the back. Straight.
No,
make your back straight. Not
Yes. Not so
So if you can sit in the full lotus posture, go ahead and sit. And if you can't, you can sit in half lotus posture.
And
if you can't sit in the half lotus posture, you can also sit like this.
And if
that is also difficult, you can also sit in like this, how she's demonstrating. But the main thing is you want to have a really straight spine. So today, so she's explaining, which obviously is challenging with translation, but she's explaining the different, what we're doing today. Tomorrow she won't explain, we'll just do it together. But she's just to orient you, she's explaining.
Okay,
so now so really bring your attention to your spine, to your back. Allow your back to be really straight and lengthened, because so often when we're working on the computer, we develop the habit of collapsing the shoulders, curving the spine. So we really want to bring our attention to opening the chest, lengthening the spine, and really having a straight posture.
Okay, yeah, this.
And then make a
together. Straight.
And also, through working and typing on the computer, we can also really develop some difficulty in moving our wrists. There are joint problems and wrist difficulty that can develop. So this helps correct that.
And
now you can switch directions so that you're circling inward. So
you make it this?
So really straighten your
arms. This. Okay.
So again, you can
yoga
So again, really uniting your mind with the movement, this simple movement of the wrists, your body, so that it becomes a method of concentrating the awareness. It becomes a form of shamatha. So you can. So here you're really. So also when you make the fist, you can really make a tight fist so that your nails are actually digging into your palms. And this has the effect of really benefiting and sort of rejuvenating or revitalizing the movement of the organs, like the kidneys and the liver. So open palms. Relax.
Concentration, meditation. It is so digital.
And so you're.
Okay. Shoulder relax.
You can
okay.
Rotate the shoulders.
This. That's so yep, be take down to it. Catch it yap and hollow. Hotel pet pintoyers.
So some people really suffer from back pain. This is a movement that can really help if you have back pain.
Lama tongue. Yeah.
Breathing in and breathing out. And as the arms go down, she said you exhale. As they're raised, you inhale.
Yeah.
And then switch directions so that the motion is going outward. And this is really creating movement or wind circulation in the heart and lung areas.
Okay. I did love back and do the same okay, yeah.
So you can
There's a long young.
just really bring your attention to the inhalation and the exhalation as you breathe in and slowly breathe out.
Eyes, face, stomach, body relaxed.
Relaxing the eyes, the stomach, the face.
Okay, done. Nyata ke ta za shang ya de zhe mo zo nam jiu ne. Da de de to ke ga re ping ge shi ne mo zo zhe ge na ta. Zu bong gui zu bo le gu jiao mi ba cha de za ge na ta mo zo bu ba ge ne de zhe ge na ta de. Jie men ni ne de le ga re la de shi. Schlag auf la. Da yin ji do la ha gong mi.
So that, so when there's not sufficient circulation in the body and kind of movement that stimulates the channels and winds, then there's an illness that they call drip in Tibetan, and she said the German word for it, and she's not sure what we say in English, but sometimes there can be like a spasms where it becomes difficult to move. I think what is it? Stroke? Paralysis. Yeah, and so this helps also to prevent that kind of paralysis or problems of even just stiffness in the joints and muscles.
Okay,
and then you can circle the head so that you're getting movement in the neck. So just 3 rotations, you don't have to do a lot today. Now change directions, going to the right. So your eyes can be closed, your eyes can be opened, either way. And now you can make a movement to lengthen the neck, sort of like a camel, making and then reverse so that you're pulling in, and then extending, and then pulling in. This is helpful for aging necks. So sometimes when we get old and then our skin is starting to sag, which I'm noticing, so then this helps to counteract that. So if we want to stay young and youthful, we have to exercise, we have to move the body.
human keep at the pen.
She used to have a lot of lower back issues. Pain in her lower back.
Le gens de Tins ont été un peu non que Naro yoga, c'est yuri de Yina, on to Chito de Mummy Batia Chamara, then the Shiratia Raham the Sound reasons. Any the Ja yoga the come Merlem and Malam the Katina Chitora Sama Yomara, then the keep at the Yap Nadia, Nimati Miami Bancho Chas. Some
So she said she really, she really cured her back issues through practicing yoga. Even though she did before the 6 yogas, but then at the Dharma Center in Munich, because these are such restricted exercises. So like if certain people came, she couldn't share them. So instead, when she started teaching yoga, like Hatha yoga like this, and also practicing with everyone together, then, there reached a point where her back issues just completely cleared up, and she hasn't even had any problem with her lower back anymore. So there's also this subtle stretch with your neck. So there's a channel, or there's some veins or channels in the neck that you slowly bending the neck, or she stretching the neck as she's demonstrating, and then also through these subtle movements in the neck area that they really elongate the system, the channels in the neck area. There's a lot of people suffer from neck pain. So to do this, on a regular basis, preventatively, also can really help to diminish neck pain and prevent neck pain from becoming an issue.
Okay.
So now take your right hand and put it over your left knee, and then allow...
Long the young on the part Jabla Coast, long the Matang, the Togo, the Juridian, Mega Casse, Jalota, and the
So when you breathe in, you can lengthen, and as you breathe out, you can twist. So as you exhale with the twist, then it allows, so go as far back as you're able,
2,
and hold,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, and breathe in, breathe out.
So please don't forget your breath. Keep your awareness there with the inhalation and the exhalation.
Okay.
And make sure that you are breathing.
Other side.
Now you can switch and do the other side. And make sure that your spine is also straight and you're really looking back as much as you can twist.
2,
and then breathe as you're holding.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, thank you so much.
So now you can extend your legs
Little bit relaxed
again and relax a little bit. And then you can shake out your legs, just as she's doing. Just allow yourself to really just sort of shake out.
Okay, thank you. So
now we can stand up.
Slowly.
Shake it out a little bit.
또 요가 랍드 가서 스페셜 발이래. 또 나로 요가로 람나 나 강바한테 이제 그걸 이제 짭짭진 저거 근데 짭짭진 선생님들 요마 야 자라는 오늘 티 강바 가와나 뭐라 강바 가와나 강바 가와도 저거 자나 니 강바 되게 많아 되나시게 빼.
So she said, you know,
Just
there's
look here,
such
not
a
all.
different
Focus here.
way of teaching. There are different ways to teach yoga, and like in the 6 yogas, these details of, you know, kind of like the involving, you know, these kind of very subtle details of movement and, you know, the stretching and kind of attention to the subtle details of the stretching and so forth. This is not a part of that. Whereas here, you know, it's all, there's this attention to these subtle details and of movement. And you want also to have the body, it's always important to have the body be really straight, the posture straight, and the chest open, so that you're really sort of secure in being, you know, stable and rooted in that straight posture. She said it's like the structure of a house, like a pillar. If we have a strong posture, you know, then you know, this brings strength to the entire body. Whereas if you're crooked, it's like having a crooked pillar that's like starting to deteriorate, and like the whole house can collapse. So much health is actually of our, like the health of our body is connected actually with a good posture.
너한테 시간이나 무슨 공파지 jan 저는 무슨 공파페 먹어자 저거 공상 그런 줄 공파세야 막.
So
요가지 장케지 개긴전 사만나 거리 공파잖아. 다다나다 무슨 남주 가르스는 공파잖아 먹고 거란 거를 요가서 무슨 그것나 말로 아니 감바도 지시는 간 도란 줄이네. 아니 take pen over langa 당어서 저기까지는 동상전 이 again meditation 하지 이 강바이나 파카도 진짜 뭐야 아니 그거도 찜찜찜 로아나 아니 저거대다 안시는 것도 저거 로데라 저거 이게 남들 저거 정말 로 된전 아니 기반나야 될 로그 로도 막
가리 담보 된다.
저거 진짜 좋은 로나 로고드 파점나 콜까와나시 로고드 마 갑도 강바탈 카더라 엔디드니 개판나야 총은로.
So she said actually bringing awareness or attention to your posture in all types of movement and activity is really important and beneficial. Like a lot of yoga teachers or people who do yoga all the time, they're always aware of posture. You know, when we are walking, for instance, often we do a lot of walking, right? We go on walks or, you know, and you know, we're moving the body all the time. But as we walk, we're often totally unaware of what our body is doing. And so we're maybe leading with our stomach and our posture, like our shoulders are collapsed and our legs are going kind of in front, but we're sort of not in alignment. And this can really, the yapoyo mare karena, the kare sungin, the layang nasa yung kare sungin, the kare tingka.
그것을 놓는 저는 무슨 남들 내가를 참만 삼는 거는 요 말아. 그거는 말로 된 개박나 살아.
Oh, and it can really be.
공파자가 소소도 잡자지 때라 건 자데 모습 다당 삼는 상거라. 그냥 요 엄마가 다 공파자는 좋고요.
So a lot of problems, you know, back issues actually come often from how we walk, not being aware of our alignment and posture in our walking. So when we're really bringing attention to our posture in all activities and walking, and make it more of a meditation, so that we're really, that, you know, a key part of this is awareness, embodied awareness as we're walking, so that we're paying attention as we put one foot in front of the other, that our awareness, our attention is there, and there's alignment. Our shoulders, you know, are relaxed, but our back is straight, our chest is open, and we're walking in a way where there's that alignment and there's presence of awareness. And then all activities, walking and other physical movements, become a practice of meditation, and it also can clear up a lot of like issues with back pain and other forms of difficulty in the body.
Okay, yes, we are this. Okay, so support the Katuja,
So
combat and don't and jet.
So have your feet facing in front of you and kind of straight, just like she has.
So Namjo country, you know,
So not collapsing the shoulders, but really creating some space and the relaxed and sort of opening the chest. And then lift your leg and then do what she did. And then so the outer leg is straight and the forward facing leg is slightly bent. And then you can breathe in. So firstly, just do an easy movement, really paying attention to the stretch in the side of your body. So I didn't fully get that one. So you can allow your hand to rest on the muscle that is just above the knee.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Other side.
The same thing on with the other side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Thank you.
So with your two hands, breathe in, raise your arms. And make sure that your arms are aligned with your two ears, looking up into the sky or ceiling. And then open your hands slowly. Then breathe in as you raise your hands.
Breathe out.
And then breathe out.
Breathe in.
Breathe in.
Yeah, long breath.
And then breathe, I guess. And really feel the opening in your chest, so that and the lengthening of the channels in the heart area. Bring in your breath, or release, open into up. So if you have high blood pressure, you don't want to bend too much backwards. You can actually fall backwards. So people with high blood pressure in Tibetan medicine is connected with a predominance of the wind element. So when you're increasing, if you're really like bending far back and really would like bring in a lot of air, a lot of breath, then you might collapse and fall over.
Okay, done. Yeah.
So you can think you're releasing all of the stale sort of winds, the impure winds are being released. Ini pace na yang de gande de inji ke la breathe in, breathe out na chirang suna chirang.
Yeah. Okay. So now that circle person. Very good.
So then move the legs and feet in, come back to standing.
Okay. I'm to shukere chestaya dira.
So now change.
I'm doing the answer. I think I'm about to take hands to go to this. Is a
So one leg is the back leg is quite straight, and the leg in front is bent. And you want your back, and all these movements, you want your back to remain straight. So don't curve your spine as you make this movement, but really try to keep the back straight. The hips are extended out, but the back is straight. So pull in the wind, and then go backwards, release.
Concentration meditation.
Concentrating in the meditative movement.
That's it.
However much you can pull in the fresh wind, release the stale wind.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So
So now we can slowly bring our right hand. So as you breathe in, you can raise your arm, your left or whatever arm it is, and circle.
Straight up.
This. Okay.
Oh, if you can't circle,
long.
So first, as you're lifting the arm, you can breathe in and then circle the arm on the exhale, or if that's too difficult, you can also just hold your arm extended. So lifting your arm up into the sky.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Other side. That. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. On this side.
This side. Good.
So we're increasing the intensity little by little.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And this.
Now switch sides of your hands.
1, 2, go to the
So if you can move your stomach so that it's really twisted so that your back is facing the other side, it's easier.
5, 6, 7. Okay. Thank you. Good? Good.
Oh, yeah.
Done. This. And looking this middle finger.
So look at your middle finger.
The couple patjare,
Really with a straight wingspan, your chest facing forward.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You look sort of other this middle finger.
Looking off your middle finger.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Shoulders.
Rotate the shoulders. Relax. Shake out your legs.
Okay. Then we today see let's make sun salutation.
We'll do a sun salutation.
yoga.
So put your legs, start with your legs or your feet facing in front. Breathing out. Touching your toes. And then release one leg behind you. And keep your alignment. So you want your fingers to be, really stable, like pillars. Oh, so you want your weight balanced on between your fingers. You actually want not just all your palms holding the weight, but the weight between your palms. And extend your legs, and you can sort of also
1, 2, 3.
Don't bend your spine, but really keep your spine straight as you're in downward dog.
4, 5, 6, 7. Kasi tu dona teze go mari senye tata mato de jaya kichi la ko use them to tinje ma de.
So you can sort of
think out the satogora.
So you want to bring your ankles as far down toward the mat as you can.
Okay.
Now you can bring your 2 knees to the mat. And then slowly bring your chin and your chest down to the mat, just like she's doing. And then slowly sort of cobra up. And then look up into the sky.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, down with the.
And then go back to downward dog.
1.
And press, what do we call this? I don't know how to say this in English, what she's doing. Lifting one heel and then the other sort of
7.
Pressing.
Pedaling her feet.
What do we say? Yeah.
Pedaling her feet.
Pedaling her feet.
And
then you can take one leg and bring it up in front of you and look up into the sky. And then bring the other leg to meet up with it. And keep your back straight as you come up, and bring your hands So to do sun salutation every day can be extremely beneficial for the body, for keeping, generating the circulation, elongating the muscles, the channels, and really bringing like a better alignment to the posture, to the body in general. So right now we're doing it sort of easily, but actually sometimes, when she was training, for instance, they did, maybe you can do like 50 or 60 rounds of pedaling like this, the feet. And there's a lot of benefit to the channels, to circulation, and also like diminishing the fat in the stomach area. So it really helps to like counteract fat in the belly, and to kind of lengthen and fortify the channels.
Okay,
So now we can bring if you can't bring it all the way up, you can leave it at your knee, and if you're able to bring it all the way up, you can bring it to your inner thigh. So of course the concentration of the mind is key in this posture. If the mind becomes really focused, and is single pointed with the movement or the pot pose, then you can stay for a long time. But if the mind isn't stable, then of course we lose our balance. So instead of going down and bringing your leg up, you want to stand with a straight posture and then bring your leg up to the pose of holding it like this. And then take your hands and lift them above, staying fully concentrated.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10.
And bring your hands down.
And
then you can go to the right or to the side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Now you can pedal your feet a bit. Then with the other leg.
Concentration, meditation. Sorry. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slow jump. And left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry. Okay. Very nice. Then you make this side Slow down. Slow down. And look. Jablo lata. That's it.
So behind you.
I didn't try. What are you doing? Put me. Not hiding the table. It's cheating. No, that's not counted.
You're young.
Exactly.
You make sometimes this. Okay?
Yes.
You too much, walking. This
Yes.
is very beautiful.
Exactly.
Running. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to stretch.
This is
like
Bamboo.
a bamboo.
Bamboo.
You want to
Bamboo.
become flexible.
You
It
make
used to be
this-
like bamboo,
this?
you know?
every day.
Yeah.
You make this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And very good. You like it's very beautiful.
Okay.
And other side. Today is not much. Tomorrow pink.
Yes.
And this, you slowly, we together, people
Yes.
look,
Yes.
see, and you look this, slowly, and Jablo yata lam kare. Back
Look
side,
behind
look
you.
Look back.
Behind you. With the back. With the back.
He's cheating.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Thank you. The long young sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too much. Then you make this. First,
And then we
pop
call this
this.
butterfly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Similar. But similar, yeah.
That's a chimalet.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, for your cotton, yeah,
And however much you can bring your ankles in, your heels. And you want, the main thing is you really want your back straight.
You?
It's almost good. Close to good.
Yeah, Alana's like perfect alignment.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's every day.
Yeah.
I know.
She doesn't do this every day herself.
I like
anymore.
this. I like this lot. This is very. I paint here.
I think he don't like either. Look.
We together same. Okay. I want to. Long young the dark lesson. Pecha de Tamatena to Jagar get yoga na te get a chishi. Yoga begin to Yora, Conquer Lamjor, that is long young the person. Ninganata. That Chahin to the long chimbona that is Tapo Chegolanda. Tapo Chimbo. Then the Jinta in a tap, Oya can Nasata, then the Loa can Nasata, Ningan Nasa. The Kashi, the Tinkanka Miller, Ningan Nasa. Leba, Nasa, some of the Ning, Singan Nasala. Not the sort of pet pin for you. Then the Shopata, did you got any color session at the hour? You think the Madonna yard dick. You got the Ningatasa, Sanya, and it's Sanka Nasa you could to sit up, go in it. Shalom melon, drama, and no Balakation, take the Yatia Mao to do up today and go. And then Mugger then I'm just someone all the cat on the and it is Sanka's old summer. And the chat they is regular and it pinto tissue long younger year.
So there's also, of course, like the prana practices, like pranayama, and it's important. Like one very famous Indian yoga teacher says that it's important to be mindful, for the people who have heart conditions, or like high blood pressure or lung conditions, that they only do these pranayama practices or working practice of the wind in a very gentle way, but that when you practice these certain wind or prana practices, that it can be really beneficial, especially for people who have, for instance, some mental problems, or in Tibetan, actually, instead of saying, we say mental problems here, but actually we say heart problem. It's connected with the heart. So actually, like, heart issue is actually more connected, like how they refer to mind, mental health issues. And so if, especially people who have a hard time, is it agoraphobia, they don't want to go outside, or social anxiety, or people who have a lot of kind of paranoid thoughts, or are really, have this feeling like, oh, everyone's looking at me, or they don't, I'm doing this, they think this or that, and they're thinking negative thoughts. So those kinds of thoughts of self-doubt and kind of fear of criticism from others, and that kind of condition can really be benefited through these practice, wind practices or prana practices.
Nangba minki na dinde ji sama tang na dre nangba inki te na tang so ti ri sanje ta sanje so ba tamje kita sin la to tu ji ke ni long ka bu mo ya mo so la na la so sa ani so so ke na sa de dung ge ni pa je no ba kan yu ba ta na sa kan yu ba ni di pa ta de ba ni mo bu de ba ta shi de ba de mo ko je yu ra de so na sa de de ba sang ba Tama shena hi chasum something did ya no the sanje the suggestion of the love long carpet number the zer carpet number long yam the cow sama the did ya not the did this on the family is but I'm with it love is
So she said, in Tibet, the way they say like heart condition, meaning, when the mind is not stable, or we have like mental health, mental issues. She said, because, for instance, there's this difference in Tibet, when you say the mind, you point to the heart, like the heart center. So there's this sort of different idea of where sort of the mind dwells, whereas in the West we say we point to the head when we say mind, so we connect it with the brain, right? But so there's this difference in the idea that kind of the mind and the kind of mental health of the mind dwells sort of in the chest or in the heart center. So in the Indian tradition of this wind exercise or prana exercise, It's actually very, very similar to an exercise that we also do in the Tibetan tradition, which is the 9 rounds of breathing. Or sometimes we say the 9 rounds of breathing for expelling the stale winds. And so it's very similar in that in the Indian tradition, you visualize that you're breathing in, and as you're breathing in, you're breathing in sort of like a white light or white, and it's coming into your body, filling your lungs, filling your entire body, opening all the channels. And then as you're breathing out kind of like a black color, as you breathe out, and you're sort of expelling all of the stale prana, the stale wind. And in her yoga teacher said, since she's Buddhist, she should connect it, however it to her own tradition. So since we're all Buddhists here, we can kind of add what we also incorporate to a similar practice in our Buddhist tradition, which is that as we breathe in, we're breathing in this white light that embodies or holds all of the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, their compassion, their enlightened qualities, and we're bringing this in, and it's filling and penetrating our entire body-mind system. And it's dispelling, all obstacles, all difficulties mentally and physically, all illness, all kind of harmful influences and energies, and we're dispelling that then in the form of all of our kind of defilements and obscurations. There are the obscurations that are the obscurations of afflictive emotions, the cognitive obscurations. So all of our obscurations, defilements, and kind of negativities and obstacles and illness and so forth is leaving the body in the form of this kind of smoky or black light, or kind of this black color that's then being expelled. And then as we breathe in again, we're breathing in the white light that is the blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And then our body becomes completely clear like a crystal, so completely transparent, and radiant and bright, just like a clear crystal. So we so you can first, when you're training, you can also hold your hands in the way that she's demonstrating. Again.
It's okay, it's okay.
So you can visualize just in the way that she was describing. As you breathing in with the visualization. Make sure that your back is straight. Keep your back straight.
What's the stick? You're behind.
She's gonna adjust you.
Okay, this behind this. Okay, and here you make this. This. Breathe on. I think some of the person, young people also didn't that the schedule. The number, couple number, the
So again, as you breathe in, you're breathing in the white light. As you breathe out, you're breathing out this black smoke.
I said that the Tanki, Toyam Nathan, nothing, you're like I get a bit, hanging at the round,
So these days, especially people who have had COVID, and there's some people who suffer from long COVID and they haven't fully recovered, that this can be particularly beneficial in those cases, this prana practice.
근데 년긴 나사지네 다때 때 캡틴도 땅셔나 닝당에서 캡틴도 땅셔나 다때 다와 캡틴 침보당 다와 쪄서 저기 마도 제초마리 중종도 땅은 다와 또 드는 제초마리
Okay.
캡틴 중종 땅은 다와 또도 드는 침보당은 로제에서 빠졌는데
So, for people who've had surgeries, especially if it's been like, a major surgery or like heart surgery or something like that, then it's really important not to, to wait like maybe 10 to 12 months before doing this. For those who've had less invasive surgery, then to wait 6 or 7.
Okay,
So again.
Yeah, rainbow count and
really extend your opening your chest and then exhaling.
Okay. That did Danvers the Casala. Trashi Tower, that is a shafty down here. Union Maresa, the rest decorous. In Mara, Nisha, the Mara, the Marilla, Mount Egyptians in the bear.
So actually, for those, as you mentioned, those who have high blood pressure or have had some sort of surgery or have heart condition or some sort of surgery, you want to be a little bit gentle and not do too much. But otherwise, you want to work up to doing, for instance, 20 a day, or best is even to do 40.
The couple party lie. They loved it in Karisana, Pimpo Karisana, Karma, Nipa Nyam Sinjoda. Then the Poha Kala Majorda. Then the Chiba Shok Chemboda, Baking Shok Chembo. Then it can certain Nasa. So Mungo Jetogari Lakud. Then the Javanita Karasini Yoga, the Tensan Zambel and Shok Chembo, Chembo. Not Tata Mambo. She means and large get her made at the John Teletina Penambo tired so good. Then did the Carson Tata couple party long to more than to go. Your tired.
Data Chewadi or Data?
Mother John, Tata the other Ning the Carson. Ning not at the over. Luana Takin Lagra, Tata Poa Canata, Chipa Canata, any cancer nata, Mungo, the Kalayas is a macho there, something to go with the sort of cancer.
So what she just taught us, this first exercise, is particularly beneficial for fortifying the heart and the lungs, and dispelling illnesses connected with heart and lungs, and in particular like mental imbalances, mental issues. And then she said this next exercise is particularly beneficial in the energy or connection that it has with the kidneys, with the stomach, with imbalances of bile and phlegm, and even cancer. So actually, in India, when she was taught, they spoke of how since these yogic practices are becoming so popular throughout the world and so many people are practicing them, that there are many people who have recovered from all sorts of like diseases and health problems without having to rely on medicines or doctors, but even just through doing these exercises, through practicing yoga. So there's real benefit in this next exercise, particularly connected with the stomach, with the liver, different forms of cancer, and digestive issues too. So you can look at her. So some in the Indian traditions, they have the mudra, the meditation mudra with the hands that you demonstrated, or you can have your hands resting in the gesture of meditative equipoise in your lap, or as you're training to feel the movement of the breath, you can hold your hands on your stomach as you just demonstrated as you breathe in and out. So especially important, she said, as you're practicing, you can hold your hands to your belly like this, but then later you can assume another hand gesture. Just have your hands, resting or in your lap or on your knees. She said it's really important not to do this on a full stomach. So like in the morning, you really want to have just had water, for instance, before you do this. Otherwise, it'll be really disruptive to your digestion or might cause some acid reflux or something. And so you can also sit on a cushion. That might be helpful if you want to grab a meditation cushion. You can also sit in a chair. So just whatever's comfortable. If you're able to sit without a cushion, that's fine. If it's easier to have a cushion, then you can have a cushion. Whatever is easiest for you. So this is, if you've never done this before, this can be a little bit challenging. At first, she had to feel the breath on her fingers like that. So when you're breathing out, as your first, with the exhale, you want to feel the breath on your hands and your stomach. You're pulling your stomach in as you're exhaling. It's difficult to pull the stomach in as you go out. And then you can stretch to be sort of you can massage your stomach a little bit to really like let the air out. And then you can stand up. You can also practice in this way, so you can really work with this movement of the abdomen. So if you overdo it, you can actually be very sore in your abdomen the next day. So you want to build up like little by little, 15 and 20, and then little by little. So maybe we can count and just do 15, and then like with the final exhale, like really exhaling all of the wind, and we just do a little bit right now because we ate this morning, so I think that's the two.
Okay.
So we can go together.
Yoga kaditino chat to chaputin satan bosen shana jikati control masa chagora dinanti manimba so peshulu jigo
So it's important.
Relax.
So sometimes there's this misunderstanding, like with yoga, that we're really like applying our strength, and we want to really like strengthen our muscles, and so we're like strengthening our muscles in the pose, but actually it's kind of the opposite. We really want the muscles to be really like completely relaxed as we assume any pose.
Oh, what?
Oh, I'm supposed to be counting. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, I'm counting you guys. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's it, 15. Okay. So how was it?
Did it do good? Good?
Yeah, good.
That's in the Yanja.
So today she won't do too much, because we did eat a little bit. So maybe tomorrow. And now this is good for the waist or the lower back and the knees. So let your knees be kind of bent but relaxed.
Yoga jesa tene ropo yoga nam sen yoga tene yoga jedangde ko ropo lulu tene korang ke kare je katang kare je tene sang tangde no to shinen na shinen tipo chaya kate jijin chebo chawde.
So again, so important really in yoga, and the whole point is that the mind is becoming, you're gathering the attention into the body, the mind is present with the body, you're completely aware of what your body is doing. So you're mind, the wind, the body, they're all united together as you're moving. Otherwise, if you're doing the yoga postures, if you're doing the different exercises, but your mind is distracted, you're thinking about your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your children or your problems, you're kind of, caught up in your whatever it is that is bringing you distress in your life, then you won't really, then you're not really doing yoga. So to really do the yoga, the three have to be united: the mind, the body, and the breath. And then, for those who are really, have a developed practice, you can also bring in the component of your refuge, really feeling and calling in the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and having that the motivation of bodhicitta as part of your practice, and having the thought, the intention that through this practice of training, in this way, and benefiting the body, also having aspirations for the health and well-being of all sentient beings, and that, with also the intention that to keep, to build health for yourself, also enables you to help others. And so then it really becomes, the same as your Buddhist practice, when you have this kind of intention. But mainly, the key is being present. That's really what it all comes down to. And then when we're present and our mind is there with the movements of our body, then it also becomes a form of calm abiding or shamatha meditation. We can really get into a shane or shamatha meditative absorption through the practice of yoga.
Relax. So the yina poho gana kunje tin je de yo mane digan cha do ji yo de digan je na ani poho ke na sa dan
So this can really
help.
help.
Choke de no ne no so tangbo de la poho ke na sa jyotin kare la go sin cha ja pa cha ne di go de ma
So you want to be careful not to place your hands directly on your kneecaps, but actually in the muscle that's above the knee. And then when we do this, it can really help to counteract knee problems, knee issues. A lot of our knee problems come from carrying our weight, over the knees. It's like the pressure on the knees. So you want to be careful not to add weight to the knee cap by pressing on it.
You don't have to muscle.
Now you can change direction.
Okay, done.
So now the waist, is that what it is? The waist? Rotating your waist, rotating your hips.
Other side.
Changing direction.
Okay. I'm going to back.
So you can lift your toes and really dig your heels into the ground. So, let's see.
Okay.
Lifting onto your heels and then exchanging so that then you're standing on your toes and you're lifting your arms and up parallel to your ears, then lowering your arms. And then as your arms descend, you descend onto your heels. And then back onto your heels, lifting your toes. And then again onto your toes, lifting your arms. And really let yourself have a stretch so that these channels in the sides of your body and your torso are really elongated. So for women, she said, we have a lot of weight that collects, in the sort of hips and the thighs, and this elongation really helps to get movement in those channels. And then back, and remember you're going into your heels, lifting your toes, and then as your arms go up onto your tippy toes, elongating, lowering the arms back onto the heels, lifting the toes. Then breathing in and onto your tippy toes, raising your arms, breathing out. Going back onto your heels, raising your toes. Onto the toes as you breathe in and lift your arms. Exhaling, bringing your arms down and back onto the heels. So, and now you can put your hands either on your hips, as she's demonstrating, or on the like kind of back. And a little space between your feet, and bringing in your stomach, making your spine straight. So you can have your hands either on your hips like this, or kind of resting on your hips behind you, either whichever way you prefer. Raising your concentration, and then concentrating.
Breathe on, breathe out, together concentration, meditation. Slowly. I think very finish in the Shama Lolo chatting. The little bit into yours.
Oh, so this helps also. We have this sort of sagging arm skin on the upper arm, and so this helps counteract that. It elongates the channels. So actually, and it also helps, like when we have a lot of shoulder in our upper back, or a lot of pain in our shoulders or upper back. And then we, because we hold a lot of tension there, and then we think, oh, we need to go get a massage. But actually, this movement can really loosen and relax the muscles in that area. So you don't need to go to get a massage. You can just do this exercise.
Left hand.
Okay. And left hand.
Yeah, right. No, right.
Right.
Front.
Slowly, not too much. Please, relax. Too much pain, too much.
So if we're not relaxed, if we have some tension or some pushing, then that creates soreness the next day. So watching your hand, wherever your hand is going, keep your gaze there connected with your hand, your mind.
Any Kabata make the pair make one put in the Panyam Dora, and didn't make it go down the Lapanyam the Jan, Gomyam the Poyata, Zopo de Tandan, Nela Pepino.
There's also a lot of benefit to exercising the eyes like this, like moving the eyes around to follow your hand. Because normally, you know, where our eyes are like staying, like if we're reading a lot of text, or we're just looking at the computer a lot, looking at our phone, it's like, you know, our gaze is not getting, our eyes are not really getting a lot of variety in their movement. So it's also good to move the eyes, and it helps to like kind of open and restore circulation in those channels, and it can bring benefit to eyesight too. So you want to try to keep your legs straight, and if you can, bring your hands underneath your toes so that you're pressing into your palms. And then look forward, keeping the back straight, and then looking forward as much as you can. Then you can look into your legs, and then look out again. So we're doing this movement of looking up and then releasing and looking in. So when you're collapsing in, you're breathing out. When you're looking out, you're breathing in. Right. So it's hard if you're breathing. You don't want to be breathing in as you're kind of bringing your gaze in and you're going towards your knees, because then it's difficult to collapse in. So you want to breathe out. Yeah, I can't stay on top of one. So it's really, you know, you want it really good to stretch the legs like that. If the legs are bent as you do it, which might be difficult, you have to develop flexibility. But there's not as much benefit. You really, you really get a nice stretch in the upper thigh and legs when you're able to keep your legs straight.
Okay.
So now you can spread out your legs. So kind of relaxing, bending a little bit, but it's relaxing and bringing your arms up. She said this can also really help in meditation. If you have tight pants, they might rip.
Straight.
So you really want to please try to keep a straight back. Don't collapse inward. Don't curve your back, but really keep the aligned posture as you do this. So maybe you can see. So now she has to be conscious of her own back not becoming curved. Oh, so she said for Indians this is much easier because often they eat without without a chair. Are they bending like this? Is that what it's? Oh, they eat like that. Yeah. So it's easy. This is very easy for many Indians to sit in this posture, and they eat like that. So.
Oh, right, that's very close. Okay. Push down. Yeah.
You make first.
Yes.
Then this. We look.
Hey.
Look at her.
She's a follower.
Okay.
Get up.
Just do what she's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Master, you're wrong. That's what she said. No, yes. You say yes.
You're young. No,
Yeah, he's very young.
very young. Meditation, very, very good. Meditation on the exercise.
It's really good.
Thinking.
Yeah, meditate as you're doing.
No thinking, joking, okay?
He's thinking something.
This is so.
So you want to kind of practice trying to have your feet actually flat on the ground, but you can also sort of experiment. It looks like
Yeah, very good. You're very good. This is more than no problem.
Yeah.
Done, got a lot done. Net somebody not there. Chewing on net somebody on Tugumari. Yoga and chewing and lega and net and market. Not take a matapatia. Must in it is much stronger than the minute. And your job did the day the minute for the thing. Net somebody Maya Tugum. So we are
So she said it's so important to believe in ourselves, like in anything, whether it is dharma or some goal that we have or yoga, to have the idea like I can do this, I can definitely do this. Then you become capable of doing it. If you feel discouraged, oh, I can't do it, then you'll never be able to do it. So it's important to always have the attitude, especially in our dharma practice. She said, to really have the confidence that if we put our mind to it, we can do it. The body is capable of anything. The mind is capable of anything. This is having a precious human life. There's so much potential. It's like the possibilities are endless, but we have to have faith in ourselves. We have to have confidence to be able to, otherwise we just create an obstacle for ourselves. So there has to be belief in ourselves, and also determination or diligence is also key. The Buddha has taught, that if there is the determination and the will and like consistent effort and practice, then there's no one who cannot, who we all have the potential for awakening. And so it's really a matter of applying ourselves and having diligence, and not putting things off, not procrastinating, saying, oh, I won't get to it today, tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, okay?
Not tomorrow, but today,
때마다 무서 지어마지 이마지를 신한테네
So she said, as Buddhists, we know the importance of impermanence. It's like we have no idea when we will die. Death can come at any moment. And so the only thing that really is important is practicing virtue and avoiding non-virtue. And so when we want to live a long life, we want to create the conditions to live a long life, take care of our body, do exercises like yoga, eat well, and then when we have the conditions for a longer life, we have more time to spend dedicated to practice, really, making our lives meaningful through dharma practice.
It's okay, they didn't hear it too.
오늘 사진 보고 아니 저거 마도 야마자 땀또 마고 근데 막 공부하는지 조금 공부해야 보지 좀 그래 가 공부해야 돼. 근데 제 마도 가요 말 강하네요 말. 근데 소소게 야네나 문도 쇼게한테 되는 무슨 이제 되었으면 되는 저람이가 그래 때마다 무섭지 거와는 드랭가는 되는 드랭지고 자는 산이요 말이죠 알아야지 되지 오냐면 그건 그야다 이 먹자냐 포지야다
So she said, you all have such a wonderful opportunity. You have this incredible dharma,
very special
center. Such a special, really. Okay, good. So she said, you have this beautiful Dharma center, a really, really blessed and powerful place for practice. Here with the Jowo, where there's really only one other in the world, in Lhasa, in the temple, the most famous and precious temple in Lhasa. And so here you have it here. You have this beautiful Dharma center. We all have access to food and like our basic needs. Nobody's like going hungry. You have a really qualified spiritual teacher with Lobon here, Lama Konchok Sonam. And she said it's really important to reflect on your good fortune and have a sense of gratitude for these incredibly fortuitous conditions and to be determined to make good use of them. So there's no reason to say, oh, I can't do it. Oh, I don't have what I need, or, it's not possible, because you have an abundance of favorable conditions. So you should really have a sense of gratitude and make use of your fortunate situation and really apply yourselves, knowing that whatever sort of, whatever effort you make in your Dharma practice goes toward lasting happiness. It becomes what is truly meaningful, which eventually becomes, a really stable realization and lasting fulfillment and happiness. Whereas the happiness that we find and we chase after in samsara is so fleeting, it's so unreliable. Like today we're happy and then tomorrow we're really depressed and disappointed because there's no reliability in the ups and downs of samsara. So really not feeling really blessed and grateful for the incredible circumstances you have, and not, falling into an attitude of procrastination, but, really making use of the really great fortune and circumstances that you have here is very important. Respecting your teacher and following his advice, and really practicing as much as you can.
Okay, so that's a nice day. Long yeah. Ma Kamba da tinka sento ko ta se. Ya sale no. Concentration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yet better you. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, slowly. Yet very good. Then you make this. I'm going to spank the yacha counted muscle.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. So you want to go up onto your
I
tippy
don't know,
toes?
my-
Not right
my
now,
power
but
of
you
the
will.
yacha interesting.
When you go down, and then you're gonna lift yourself back up, going onto your toes.
Not too much in the last time I do it.
So first you can watch her. If you,
It's okay. Computer is okay. Just you need to follow. Yeah.
Oh, could you take down by the feet?
raising your heels, holding for 1.
또 가래 핑거를 지나대 남지원 또 콘솔을 라코도 또 시작해야 돼 거들레스 근데 거나 도마티 또 상바데 상바는 또 다티 건시바네 또 다티 거래 지르지 또 힘만 차탄 거세 지는 이 동상도 요만 또 때때 나그래 동사치리 가서 나 지지 오늘 처음 바람을 잔다 소단데 야는 근데 다르지 그런저는 나빠도 되지 야거리스 야는 요라 다지 가르치래 이제 또 사커도 단데 다지
So she said, with our hands and our feet, we tend to put most of our weight like on our heels. And so this movement of going onto our toes helps to balance our weight more in the full kind of surface area of our foot. And likewise, when we do these postures where we have our hands on the ground, our tendency is to put all our weight in the palm. But you want to even the weight, so you also have weight on the fingers. She said when they prostrate, she did so many prostrations in the past with no awareness of like the balancing of the weight, and actually a lot of the palms can become really very painful, like get sort of sores and on the palms, and so she would have to blow on her palms, to try to alleviate the pain there. But now she has more of an awareness of kind of this equal distribution of weight between the fingers and the palms. And she said, as you lift up a finger and release it, the sign of this balanced weight is that it falls with some force, right? It like sort of what is the word? Like it flicks onto the carpet, yeah, with some force.
So 한국 거는 가시가 하고 한국도 거는 한국만 거는 많이 잡히니 저래 이니 싫어 더 말해 가시에 되니 맞도 더 그때 자세 요야 같이 저거 되고 자세라 다들
So she said we can see, like when we wear out shoes, some people carry more of their weight like on the balls of their feet and some on the heels. And you can see that too. And like when you wear out shoes, some people, they wear out the heels first. Other people, they wear out the balls first. So what we want is to have more equal distribution of weight over the surface of the foot. No, go ahead, please.
한국 잡은 줘대 그래서 슈기를 먹고자 그랬어. 같이 응원을 슈기 크도 위험하고 이래서.
Yeah, so you really want it to be balanced. So he was just reiterating, like some of our shoes get worn, like some people's shoes get worn out in the back, like the heel of the shoe first, and some get worn out more on the front, like the ball. Do we say the ball of the foot? Yeah. First, and and that's a sign of not having equally distributed weight. So we want to get equal distribution.
I can. Slowly, please. Zabjan numbers.
Really keeping attentive. Yeah, try to keep your back straight, your chest open.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, thank you. I'm a little bit sick.
What time?
12:25?
Yeah.
That's why.
Thank you so much.
So sorry we went over, she said. Nobody had a watch, we weren't paying attention. So let's recite the bodhicitta prayer together.
Thank you.
How's everything in Zoom?
Thank you. Died.
Somebody.
Thank you. Looking forward to this afternoon. Everyone have a great lunch. Everyone be well.
Thank you very much. I would like to know if we can get a written copy of this sequence so we can do it on our own, please.
Kongso Gasitana de Chitata.
Ahmed, Samantha, did you recording? Yes. Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.